So, key activity number 1, group outreach. Messaging and posting in relevant Facebook groups and LinkedIn communities. They're out there. They are so critical. Use them. If even things like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, they have legit communities of people that are looking to do what you're trying to do.
Those are easy to find?
Easy to find. You type something in your search bar in go to Facebook, for instance, and you can find different alumni associations, you can find different home builders, retail networks. They have their own, they are real people that do real things. And those that value even like posting and interacting and engaging on LinkedIn. People do a lot of networking on LinkedIn. I've talked to some really cool people on LinkedIn that are interesting, and they want you to be like, you should generally be interested in what they do to understand. Like, maybe they're not they're in that industry, but maybe they're just not who you need to talk to. But they can sometimes point you into different directions and make certain introductions for you to meet people that are in places that you want to be and where your product needs to hang.
So you follow, you join, or you just follow? What's the maybe I'm asking questions these guys don't do things all the time.
And a lot of businesses are made in the comments. When you start commenting on people's posts, and maybe they follow you, check you out, follow you, and you have a very unique opportunity in being a college student. Because more than anything, I hate cold calling. And however, if you're cold calling for permission as a college student, and I'm doing hey, I'm Travis from UPJ, we're looking for XYZ person in this area, and we're just looking to do a quick survey. Would you be the person that I would want to talk to? I just laid out the script for you. I just laid out the entire script for you. You're gonna get a yes or no. Sorry, I'm not it. That's maybe someday you will be it. Or you open up that door with a little bit of humor and lightheartedness and genuineness. Do you know who I'd be able to talk to? Frank, he'll be back in at 6. Do you know when he'll be working till? 6 to 10, or whatever that looks like. But now you have information. You have next steps. You seem like good people, and you make sure you get their name and you follow up. Right? Back to the original principles. You follow up. And so other platforms kind of cover that. But what is their source of business development? Where are they making decisions? Right? Maybe it's not on that platform that you're talking about. Maybe it's somewhere else. So you have to validate where conversations are being had.
How do you find those other platforms? Some places to search for?
Yeah, I mean, you can just Google different networking events, and find people that are in similar spaces.
So going back to the first, Facebook or whatever, so you find a group that you're interested in, you should sign up to join that, or you start following?
Yeah, you follow the group. You follow the group. And you can even sometimes become an active member. But even posting in the group, where maybe you have a picture of yourself or whatever, or something. Adding pictures always adds a little more visibility. Even if you do videos, that's videos are critical right now. That's where most people are swiping. They're going through videos. We're on a video right now with going live on TikTok here. So the video aspect of social media, and now it becomes more open. So it's a more open space. The wave of visibility is just through the roof right now. And asking questions, and you can do it very creatively. Even before I started being active on TikTok, I was using it as a video editor for my other platforms. So you can 10x your content by doing those. And some things that I go over here, but competition, understanding. You don't want to cover that. What is their source of business development? Where are they making decisions? Asking the right questions to get in those rooms. Competition. How are they getting clients? What's their message? How are you similar or different in product or service deliverables? And what are you planning? How are you planning to disrupt the market?
So this will be on the company website?
Do your competition research. There are some more digital tools that you can. Generally speaking, you could just go and Google. There's if you wanted more statistics nowadays, you can just go to. Let's not be stingy. Make it quick and easy. Go to an AI platform and start asking it questions about the industry as a whole. There are a handful of free ones out there, and I'm sure that if you use some, went through some different business models, that it could build it out for you to a point where you could find holes in the competition and ease of entry market distribution. So next is driving leads. Is get early adopter information. Serve the scratching that itch community. Right? People are actively buying the product that you're selling. How and why?
But how do you find that, Travis?
It comes to it also comes down to your forums. So you could potentially, if you're surveying people, or if you can create a general survey for your product. I would recommend no more than 3 to 5 questions to validate how they fit into, or really who they are, what they do, and how can you make it better. I know those are 3 easy questions, but whenever I was working with Autism Services Center, okay. Whenever I was working with Autism Services Center, okay. They had a few different audiences. So they had the child that they're serving, right? They're obviously not making the business decision, right? It's unfortunate that they have that need, but really it's the parents' need. But then there's also the actual caregiver, the person who's licensed to take care of that child. And then you also had the doctors, in order to, and these are all funnels. These are all supply funnels. You have the doctors that you can create relationships with. Hey, we're here, right? And so you can start tapping into those funnels. And then you also had schools, where now you have nurses that can work in either A, a facility, or B, can go out to a specific school to run those programs as well. So you can see how that one thing can generate so many different touch points in different areas, right? So many different brand stories, so many different talking points. There's a different level of communication that I would have with a child that I would have with a school administrator, right? I think very theory. But then launch party. What makes your first launch a success? They call it KPIs, key performance indices, however you say it. But identify 3 indicators that if you do X and Y happens, then Z is a success. This slide is a lot like drinking out of a fire hose, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a question, comment, or a light bulb? Yeah.
I'll start. This is all new to me. So I'm just curious how this for the students. You're familiar with some of this? All of that?
Some of all of it? Any connections that you're seeing?
I was planning on using social media as my main form of marketing.
Okay.
So that's the biggest one I've done.
How?
Because it's going to be an app website type thing. Just getting out mostly to like, I want to say fitness influencers almost.
Okay.
So that they're, like if it's a fitness or health and lifestyle app and they're using it, they can start hopefully by word of mouth. That was my main plan with social media.
Okay.
Well, so you might go talk in the competitions on those platforms out there. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I got a couple. I've done a little bit of research on the competition. Most of it, it's pretty similar to mine. I'm hoping to make mine mostly cheaper and more convenient. That's kind of the goal.
So what makes it more convenient?
A lot of current solutions have paywalls preventing you from getting to certain aspects and segments of their services, and then some of them don't include, like, one would be just a calorie tracker, one would be just like a weight tracker, and you have to subscribe to multiple. So my hope is to consolidate all down into one and remove the paywall type payments.
So that brings me to my next question: is how do you plan on funding it?
That I haven't got to.
So and that's really what it comes down to, is getting people so pumped up about your product that this one thing will change their lives. Because then, your user experience within the app, it really comes down, and there's thinking about that and how you're going to gamify the experience to where people want to use the app on a daily basis. So, again, seeing things at a high level, but working on them, and so seeing them at the macro, working the micro, and building, it doesn't have to be everything, but that one thing has to be, like, really good. Does that make sense? Anything that's popping off?
No, yeah, a lot of what you said makes a lot of sense. Like TikTok with its own community, like me being 22, I could reach more people just through effort on TikTok than like newspaper I could ever. I could, with the right content and the right, basically just the right content, you could reach 10,000 people in a week, hundreds of thousands.
Right. So, again, it's like time and money. So, and getting on finding that niche that can drive the rest of, you can kind of ride that wave where, like, obviously with the autism services, there's an influx of people that need that help, right? And now they created essentially that relief valve in order to take the pressure off of the need for those services, right? And so that's kind of where you have to think about your product and the branding, the messaging, and then ultimately setting your own key performance indicators. My goal is to have 1,000 views on this post. If I get that, then this happens. If I talk to 10 people through messaging, whatever that looks like, how will that impact? It's usually 80-20. 80% of those conversations may be flat, 20%. So you may have 2 that just, but then if you get really good, you can start identifying people quicker and with your questions to identify, okay, is this a good fit for my product? Maybe it's very generalized, but scratch that itch, right? What's the itch that you're covering with your magnetic lines?
Students aren't supported, I guess, by adequate facilities in the room. Because I know from staying here on this campus in freshman year, we had curriculum at point. So you got a long night of studying, you exam in the morning, you just want to take a nap, but it was very hard to fall asleep. So we ended up like pinning up
You said right there, stop.
Yeah.
You're leveraging sleep.
Yeah. Maybe not getting enough.
That's how many people are in the United States? Approximately 330 million.
Yeah.
Okay. These are numbers that you should start memorizing, because now you're start thinking about your target market and how big it is. Did everybody in this world sleep?
Yeah.
I would imagine so. At some point. Some people sleep during the day. And that's real. We have nurses, doctors.
That's a good point.
Markets, Asian markets. So what makes the most sense? Who needs these the most?
People don't get enough sleep during the night. Or on
But then you start thinking about, what do they do, right? They are your doctors, they are your nurses, they are your students, they are your graveyard shift workers, right? So start thinking about, that's the macro, right? But now you're trying to figure out how you can serve those. And, you work with some doctors and some sleep studies, and they can say, these are the best magnetic shades I've ever seen, right?
Yeah, it works perfect for apartments too, where you can't draw the wall.